You paste a 20-page tender document into Copilot and ask for a summary. It comes back fast, confident, 3 tidy paragraphs. You skim it. It reads like it covers everything, so you forward it to your manager and get on with your afternoon. Except it didn't cover everything. It stopped somewhere around page 11 and just kept going as if that were the whole document. Nobody flagged it. The summary sounds exactly as sure of itself about page 11 as it would about page 1. If you've had that moment, you've probably done what everyone does straight after it, gone looking for what you did wrong. Did you phrase the request badly? Should you have asked differently? You didn't do anything wrong and the tool isn't broken. There's a specific mechanical reason this happens, and once you've seen it, you'll read every long AI summary a little differently. Last time, we talked about writing a good prompt. This is the other half of that story. What happens to everything you hand the tool after you've asked well? Every AI chat can only hold so much text in its head at once, and that limit isn't measured in pages or words. It's measured in tokens. A token is roughly a chunk of a word, sometimes a whole short word, sometimes just a fragment of a longer one. Everything you put into the conversation counts against it. Your instructions, the document you paste in, the tool's own replies, the questions you asked 10 minutes ago. All of it sits inside one shared window, and that window has a ceiling. Nobody tells you what happens when you hit it. The tool doesn't stop and ask which bits matter. It doesn't say, "This won't fit." It processes as much as fits, treats that as the whole document, and answers exactly as confidently as it would about something a tenth the length. There's no dotted line where it trails off, no little asterisk. It genuinely doesn't know anything is missing, because from where it's sitting, what it read was everything it was given room to see. That same window explains 2 other things you've probably filed as separate annoyances. The chat that seems to forget the client's name you gave it 20 minutes ago isn't being careless. As a conversation grows, the oldest turns get pushed out the far end of that same window to make space for the new ones. Not a memory failing, a full box. And that message that shows up mid-task telling you you've reached your limit and to start a new chat, or the sudden slowdown you'll notice in Claude or ChatGPT. Same meter. Providers also use it to ration how much of the tool you get. Truncated documents, forgotten names, usage limits. 3 different annoyances. 1 meter behind all of them. Take a project coordinator in Brisbane with a tender document like yours. She'd actually run into this twice in the same week without connecting the two. Earlier, in a long back and forth, she'd given the tool her client's name right at the start, and by message 30, it asked her to repeat it. She figured it wasn't listening properly. Then, later, the same afternoon, the tender summary quietly dropped its back half. Same tool, same cause, twice over. Nobody had ever told her the two were related. Once you know the window exists, you start noticing where it's likely to bite. A summary of anything long, a tender, a policy document, a lengthy email thread, deserves a second look before it goes anywhere important. A chat that's been running a while and suddenly seems to have lost the plot isn't being difficult. It's full. A hard stop mid-task isn't punishment. It's the same ceiling from a different angle. None of this is unique to Copilot either. ChatGPT from OpenAI, Claude from Anthropic, and Gemini from Google all work the same way, and it holds even for the newest, biggest-sounding models. A benchmark called Ruler tested this properly this year and found that AI tools advertising windows in the millions of tokens still work reliably, with only around 50 to 65% of that space before quality drops off. The one habit worth building costs you one extra message. Before you trust or forward a summary of anything long, ask the tool directly, "Did you read the whole document, and is there anything you might have missed?" It will tell you plainly if it ran out of room. And in long chats where something matters, don't rely on it remembering. Restate the 1 or 2 details that count, like a client's name, near the top of your next message, rather than trusting they're still in view. Next time you paste something long into Copilot or ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini, and a clean, confident summary lands back in seconds, you won't wonder what you did wrong. You'll know exactly what to check first, and 30 seconds later, you'll know whether you're actually looking at the whole thing. There's a new one of these most weeks, working through the bits of AI at work nobody quite explained, worth following along for. And if this saves you from forwarding half a document as the whole thing, a like helps the next person find it too.